Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Big Time. We don't have an Ahsoka episode yet. That's tomorrow night. But for tonight, I wanted to do a little bit of theorizing. So I started last week. I hope you guys saw my video last week, some theories for what we see in the upcoming episode. I want to do the same this week, except this time I have some theories about how the finale is going to play out. I've got some super hot takes, some big time theories. So let's get into it. All right, so tonight we're going to talk about my top 10 theories for what I think is going to happen in the season finale of Ahsoka. So let's kick things off and start on theory number 1. Shin is going to turn to the light side in the season finale. Something's going to go down. She's going to have to make a choice. It's going to come between life or death, and I think she's going to choose life. Same thing that Ahsoka chose when she had that vision with Anakin. I think Shin is going to have the same type of decision to make. Do you want to live or do you want to die? And I think she's going to live. And I think she's going to come to the aid of the rebels because they're going to be pretty much stuck where they are. She's going to have to join in with someone. Baylan kind of turned his back on her. He abandoned her, I guess. We'll find out. But I think she's going to have to make a decision. And she's going to decide to team up with the rebels to face whatever massive foe it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be Thrawn. Don't think it's going to be the Nightsisters. I think we're going to see a new element introduced this time. And Shin is definitely going to walk the side of the Jedi. Okay, theory number 2. This is a hot one. You guys ready for this? Ezra has turned to the dark side. You heard that right. Ezra has turned to the dark side. I think over the last 10 years, he's had nothing to do but kind of worry, meditate. We don't know what kind of dark forces are on this planet. Obviously, the Nightsisters have staked there, so there's got to be some dark energy, some dark something happening there. Baylan is hearing some call. So there's some mysterious powers at play here. And I think Ezra might have fallen over the years. I mean, I'm sure he's been desolate. He's given up on being rescued. So I think my boy Ezra might have had a moment of weakness and might have fallen to the dark side. Maybe that's why Thrawn never went out and actually hunted him down when he could have. And maybe that's why the Nightsisters didn't take care of him quickly. There's a reason why they left Ezra up to do his own thing. And I've got a feeling that he might have turned to the dark side. You know, it's kind of like one of those Palpatine things. He's all smiles, laughing, interacting with everyone. But little do they know there's something bubbling underneath, something we haven't seen yet. And I think we're going to see it in the finale. I think Ezra's going to turn, which would break everyone's hearts if it happens. But can you imagine that if Ezra turns? And oh man, that's going to be freaking epic if it happens. Okay, theory number 3. And this one, some people may not be happy to hear about this one. I'm not happy to even verbalize it, but I'm going to do it anyway. Snoke is who's calling Baylan. Yes, you got that right. Snoke. Good old Snoke with the injury in his forehead from the sequel trilogy. Yes, that Snoke is calling Baylan. I think Snoke may be on this planet, and I don't know if he's possibly trapped in something or he's being caged or something. I have a feeling that Snoke is making the call. And you know, Disney always wants the possibility of connecting the dots from the past to the future. So they're going to have to do something to connect the present time with Ahsoka into the sequel trilogy, and that would be a good way to do it. The other way that I was thinking of them doing it was for it to be Palpatine on this planet somehow, and he's calling out to the Force to Baylan, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's the odds are better that this might be Snoke out there calling Baylan, prepping the way for the sequel trilogy future. I mean, I can't believe I'm actually saying that. You guys know how I feel about the sequel trilogy. I'm not a fan, but logic dictates this could be a possibility. So Snoke could be the one calling Baylan. And is he going to be the one to ultimately free Snoke? And Snoke makes his way back to the galaxy and starts the whole First Order deal? Could this be the start of it? Oh man, it would be disappointing, but anything can happen at this point. And that leads me right to theory number 4. Baylan is going to confront Snoke. And Baylan was the one that gave Snoke that injury to the forehead. I think something's going to happen. If it does turn out to be Snoke, I don't think Baylan's going to be prepared for that. So he's going to have to defend himself against Snoke. And I think he's going to be the one to deal Snoke that blow. Or it could be someone else, and I'll mention that person a little bit later. But I think Snoke is going to suffer that injury right here at this point in time. All right, theory number 5. I think the Nightsister Cargo is going to be Fallen/Dark Jedi that they've reanimated. I think somehow they've gotten a hold of some Jedi bodies. I don't know if it's from Order 66 with someone collecting the bodies. Who knows? I have a feeling that these cargo that they're loading up are going to be Fallen /dark/dead Jedi who've been reanimated. And can you imagine if some of these Jedi are faces that we recognize? Oh God, that would be just heartbreaking if it happens. But again, where we are now, anything's a possibility. Anything's in play. And that's definitely a possibility to have an army of the dead Jedi, which would be insane. Or on the flip side, theory number 6, those cargo containers contain versions or copies of Marrok. Marrok was just the prototype that they let out to work with Baylan. Maybe these cargo containers are containing more copies of Marrok, which would be insane. I mean, obviously, I would like to know where he came from to begin with. I mean, he had a lightsaber, so he's got to have some type of connection to the Jedi or the Sith. And I think he's going to wreak havoc wherever they unleash it. I can't even imagine where they're going to direct it, but it's going to be crazy if that turns out to be the case. All right, theory number 7. I have a feeling that Sabine is actually going to abandon the path of the Mandalorian and fully embrace the path of the Jedi. The writing's been on the wall. I mean, she's been leaving her helmet behind. She's been embracing more and more of practicing and meditating in the Force, using her lightsaber. So I think we're on the verge of seeing Sabine go full-fledged Jedi versus being half Mando, half Jedi. I think she's going to make the plunge. She's going to abandon the path of the Mandalorian and embrace fully the path of the Jedi. All right, hot take number 8. Ahsoka's going to use the world between worlds to get back to her home galaxy. I don't know how she's going to do it, how she's going to get back. And I think Thrawn is going to get away in their ship, which means how's Ahsoka or Sabine and Ezra, how are they going to get back? They're going to have some method of transfer from this galaxy back to their home galaxy. And the world between worlds would be the perfect bridge to make that happen. Is Anakin going to appear and then embrace them into the world between worlds? Is he going to come and save the day? Who knows? It'd be pretty epic to see that, but I think they're going to use the world between worlds to get back where they need to be and maybe connect the dots to some other characters who are in my future theories here. You'll hear about in just a second, but I think that's going to be the key. They're going to use the world between worlds to get back where they need to be to beat Thrawn before he gets there and wait for him to arrive to set up that next movie or next trilogy that Dave's working on, which would be just freaking huge. All right, theory number 9. I think that Anakin might interfere with Baylan's plan. So if Baylan's plan turns out to be something completely devastating for the galaxy, I have a feeling that Anakin might step in somehow if it involves a power level that could affect the world between worlds. And Anakin seems to be the new custodian. He may be the new father that everyone's been talking about. Anakin might be their only hope. He is the chosen one. Could this be another layer of the chosen one idea? I mean, could this be yet another manifestation of him being the chosen one? This is the reason why he's there. It'd be awesome to see. So if Baylan's gonna try to awaken Snoke or awaken some other demonic character, can Anakin stop him is going to be the question. What can Anakin do to stop him? All right, and my last theory is a big one. Theory 10. I think in this season finale, we're going to see the return of a one Luke Skywalker. Yes, you heard that right. I think Luke's going to make his way back. He has to come save the day. They have to continue to rebuild the Luke character that they tore down in the sequel trilogy. They got to bring him back up. So he came and saved the day in The Mandalorian, which was just phenomenal. Such an epic moment. I think he's going to have another epic moment here. Luke's going to come in, save the day, show us some massive power that he's never showed before. Just to rebuild the character of Luke, we got to get him back to where he needs to be. Everyone knows that Luke kicks ass. They kind of made you question that in the sequel trilogy, but I think this is going to be another moment where they can put him back on that high pedestal to get it back where it needs to be. Luke's going to come in, kick major ass, do some crazy force power shit. Oh, it's going to be glorious. It's going to be glorious. And I promise you guys, I will nerd out so freaking hard if that happens. Oh man, it's going to be hilarious, and I don't even care. All I care about is seeing Luke going off, and I will be a happy nerd, one of the ultimate happy nerds if that were to happen. And then, of course, this is going to set up the next season for Mandalorian, Boba Fett, maybe Ahsoka season 2, and ultimately setting up the movies that Dave is working on. This is just, Dave has got his own corner of the Star Wars universe, and it is freaking thriving and just fire all the way around. We love it. We are loving this thing. So tomorrow's the night, the finale, the big finale. So, I'm going to do a reaction to that. I'm actually going to invite a couple of my buddies. We're going to do like a roundtable discussion for the overall season of Ahsoka this year. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell because I will be doing some live streams as well. Can't wait to see you guys back here for our final reaction to the season finale of Ahsoka. It's been a good ride so far, so I'm sure the finale is going to be just freaking epic. I cannot wait to see it. I wish it was coming on tonight so we could all check it out, but we can't. About 24 hours, a little over 24 hours from now, we're going to be just geeking the F out, and I will be loving it. Loving it. Can't wait to see you guys. So see you back here in a couple of days so we can do our reaction. And then make sure you tune in to the roundtable discussion with some of my buddy friends. We're going to talk about this, give our opinions, give our hot takes, and just our overall review of the entire season this year for Ahsoka. And then we'll talk about some other nerdy topics as well. So make sure you stay tuned. And I'll see you guys in a few days on Big Time Reactions. Later.